Hey, but if you cannot satisfy as the man, figure it out. They got all types of stuff.
Please don't say nothing that she just said.
No, it's that CTE you got acting up. Yeah, let's talk.
They never ran out of soap. You want some hand sanitizer, but you're not washing your behind.
That's for sale.
Down, shaking together, shall men give unto your
You ain't pressing.
Just think to yourself, hey, might not even last. Maybe that'll make you feel better at night.
We're talking.
Got all types of stuff.
And that's my
Figure it
final
out.
word.
Welcome, one and all. It is time to talk. And at such a time as this, we need supervision. Not only do we need a savior, we need supervision. And we need some parameters, because this has been a very, very busy week. Very busy week. So for those who are new to the show, welcome to Sticks and Stones. I'll get into I'm gonna start with the intro. My name is Lee Scott. 3 letters, 2 of them are the same. And I am so excited to share the screen with the lovely host to my screen right, my actual left. But go ahead, E.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Erica, aka Grace Girl. I do my very best to find space for Grace in the place. Listen, my lisp is back. Some of you know a year ago, I had a bite plate installed. I was really self-conscious about it. Then I adapted. My speech and tongue and teeth and lips adapted to that thing. I began speaking well. They decided to blow my life up on my birthday and take it out again. So now I got to learn how to talk again without it. Okay, it's awful. Bear with me. Thank you for being with us tonight. So I'm going to be speaking very slowly and intentionally, unless I get mad. If I get mad and you can't understand me, start it to my head and not to my heart. My mother has pointed out that I celebrated a birthday yesterday. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, she did.
I did.
Everybody, please wish her a happy birthday on today. Well, it's not today, but it was actually, what is it, yesterday?
It was yesterday.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So wish Erica a happy birthday. Everybody in the chat, please.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, she always looked fabo on the screen. Oh, all right. So let's get into this. For your birthday, E, I got you a special present. You know what it is?
I'll take
the most busiest show of the entire year on your birthday week. Let's get it.
This is Memorial Day.
Busiest weekend, show.
And we have a packed show for you guys. Thank y'all so much for the birthday wishes. Miriam don't care nothing about me. She waited until I started the podcast tonight to do the noisiest. I don't know if y'all all that rummaging around y'all here. That is Miriam.
No. And she get loud too. Ooh, she get loud too.
This is how she talked to me. And so
she your birthday.
Some crackers.
On your birthday.
She is running a business. Shameless plug. Miriam is with Secret Gardens LLC, which is a picnic business for all of your outdoor and sometimes indoor celebration needs. She is absolutely fantastic. You can find her over at Secret Gardens Picnic LLC, where if you are in the Orange County or LA area, she does picnics and outdoor celebrations for you. But also, if you are out of state and you want to do a huge celebration, for an extra nominal fee, she is definitely willing to travel to make all of your outdoor celebration needs and wishes come true. That's Miriam Webb. Thank you guys for my birthday wishes. I feel fantastic. I feel grown today which means I may be a problem for the content.
Hey, this content right here.
Oh, this is gonna make some of y'all feel older. I'm getting young and more fine, so I ain't worried about it. But some of y'all may feel older. I turned 40 years old yesterday, y'all, and I am just really I'm happy. I think I'm doing okay for 40. I don't feel too bad about it. My kids have been saying weird stuff about, wow, Mom, you're really old. And I'm like, that's just not okay to say. Teddy, don't you got a birthday coming up too, or did it just pass? Teddy's on here. Hey, Teddy, do you just have a birthday too? Hey, Tyler. I feel like Teddy had a birthday too. He's going to confirm. Tony still has his birthday in his phone. I don't know why, but it tells us when Teddy's birthday's coming up. Yes, fabulous 40. So anyway, I'm glad to be here and all of the things. God is so good.
God is so great. And
praise God's birthday, and you are really old. Teddy, it's
you are not.
It's rude.
You are not old at all, E. Some people get older. You just get better, E. You just get better. You remember that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So let's take our old selves through this content.
Let's do that.
The first thing actually, I don't know if I want to start here, but I'm going to start with the thing that Bishop sent. Bishop sent something during the week. He really wanted us to talk about it. He really wanted us to talk about it. And I think we can start here. So there was a pastor. I do not know where. I tried to figure out where it was, but I just don't know. And he was in his pulpit, and he said some things along the lines of you cannot be a Christian and vote Democrat in this country. Yes, that is indeed what it said.
You said that thing.
I'm trying to pull it up with the audio.
Okay, while you're doing this, I'm going to talk to some people asking some questions. So, yes, Mom. Okay, so your son-in-law is 39. He accuses me of robbing the cradle. As he says, I'm so much older than him. His birthday is in August, and he'll be 40. So I don't know what we're doing. That's ridiculous. And then, yes, happy birthday, Gemini season. And I also want to say, I love how Lee put it when he said he was in his pulpit. Amen. Not, it was his pulpit, because the way he was talking, it wasn't nothing about God or the Bible or none of that. So yeah, he was in his pulpit, which is code for his soapbox, and we weren't interested.
Very much
he was talking about how you cannot be a Democrat and be a Christian, and he got so hyped talking about it because everybody was clapping and the applause was going, and I think he just went crazy. He really did, and. And so that's what happened. Faye, I don't know why they do this. She says, I'm 6 months older than DJ, her husband, and he calls her a cougar too. I don't know where they get this from. Tony just says, I know you Jingles women love younger men. I'm like, Tony, you are literally 3 months younger than me. It's stupid. Anyway, he needs to grow up.
I can pull it up, but the audio's not coming up. So here's what I'm gonna do for all of you listeners, right? I am going to post the link on our in our comment thread. And for those that have an ear to hear,
y'all, please,
you can go ahead and
we will see y'all a moment of silence.
Yeah,
we will give y'all a moment of silence to listen to it. And when you listen, when you have listened, we want you to put a thumbs up so that we know that you
put a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. Because y'all need to hear you need to hear the conviction in his voice. We want y'all to hear how he think Holy Ghost took over, but it wouldn't. It was just a ghost.
Hey,
And
that was a ghost. It wasn't the Holy One, but it was a ghost.
It wasn't Lord, but it was ghost stuff. We'll wait for y'all. Let us know when.
Hey, I ain't got nothing but time. Shoot. Matter of fact, since we so busy today, I'll go to something else. So did y'all see that video where a widow was sitting at the funeral of her late husband and got proposed to by, was it the pastor? I don't know who it was, but she said yes. She said yes at the funeral. At the funeral. What y'all think? What y'all think? Should we get him at the repast, or should we get him should we get him at the repast? Should we wait? Like where? Like that's some weirdo stuff right there. What? Give me your thoughts, E. What you think when you saw that video?
Y'all, the woman is in front of the casket. When I read the headline that said "woman proposed to at funeral says yes," I'm thinking it may be in the back, afterward, the repast. This woman sitting there at the casket, she can reach out and touch the casket. That's how close it was.
Touch it.
And he got down on one knee. I think he might have bumped the casket with his back. That's how close he was.
Just
and
a
she
touch.
said, yeah. Lord have mercy.
That was crazy to me. Like why would you say yes at that moment? Like you'd be like, hey, can I get back to you on this? Like, can I get back to you?
Not right now. I'm in the middle of something.
Right, exactly. Like can we finish can we lower him?
Put him in the ground. I mean, literally.
Put him there yet.
You've heard people say this person wasn't warm in the ground yet before. Blah blah blah. This person wasn't even in the ground. They was yet above ground.
We gonna need to change these vows, because usually it's still death do we part. Now you gotta be like till you're buried. Till you're actually buried do we part. Because you over here getting
ink drying insurance policy. Can we wait till the ink dries on the insurance policy? Can we? I mean,
yeah. No, we need to change this, because that was crazy. I don't know if I was there what my reaction would have been like. I guarantee you it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good at all.
But I was so busy focusing on the proposal that I didn't get to look at the faces of the people around. Were they smiling or were they confused? Lee, do you remember?
I think some when they did a pan of the audience, and we did switch Brother Elkins because we were waiting on people to watch, but it seems like you watched it. So good, we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna come back to you.
Do this if you watched it, because we're gonna go right back.
Yeah, give us some thumbs up if you watched it. If you've seen the link, give us a thumbs up. Right now, we're talking about a viral video of a woman getting proposed to at the funeral of her late husband. And they did a pan in the audience. And I saw a couple people like stand up. Now, I don't know why they stood up, but they stood up. Now, had that been me, like if there was somebody close to me was going to the ground and somebody proposed to his widow on at the funeral, I would have stood up, but it wouldn't have been for a good thing. It wouldn't have been a good thing at all.
I'm turning.
Been like, go ahead, call the benediction. Go ahead, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Yeah, go ahead. We gonna be burying somebody today. Shoot, yeah, it would have been bad. It'd been bad for us.
Hi, Sister Rochelle. Thank you. It's gonna be 2 funerals up in here today. You think you finna?
Oh yeah. You can bury him with the last one. 2 bodies, 1 grave.
Let's go.
That's how we doing this.
Let's do it,
because now the imagination is going, and it's like, okay, was this going on before? Like what? Like, why is this so soon? Like y'all skipped the courting phase, y'all skipped the dating phase, and y'all just gonna go straight to marriage because y'all want to get right to it? Okay, all right.
That's what I'm saying.
Handle your business.
That's all I'm asking. I just want to know which door y'all want me to drag them out of. If
we already outside. We already outside. So ain't no doors. We gonna be outside.
I want God to change me through and through. That's why, because I did the things that come in my mind. If I got a brother that has a spouse, hold on, Ezra. If I got a brother that has a spouse, Lord forbid, and I mean brother in Christ, I mean whether in the body or out of the body, okay? Brother of mine has a spouse. He goes on to be with the Lord, his spouse sitting there. Another guy walks up and get on his knee. Y'all.
It's going to be a bad day for you.
Put yourself in there.
It's going to be a bad day for you, bro.
That's it, Mama Elkins. The flesh and the devil is bold and on parade today.
Yes, Brother Elkins. She said yes.
Brother Elkins, she said yes. She said yes, and they embraced.
A long embrace.
A long embrace. You might as well what's up to him. Bum, bum. I've been really trying, babe. You might as well done that. They did a whole
Might as well. Hey, I know we're at this funeral, but real quick, let me get this off my chest. Shoot. Hit whatever song you want to hit. It's crazy. That's real crazy. She said yes. What state of mind was the wife in for her to say yes? We don't know, Tyler.
We don't know.
We don't know.
What state of mind? We don't know if maybe they already started being in the state before the state. We don't know nothing.
Yeah.
People saying there obviously was something going on. Mary, let me tell you what we're doing. There's a link that we put in the chat to let you watch a man talk about that if you're a Democrat, you ain't going to heaven. We want y'all to watch it. We're going to discuss that in 30 seconds. So your instant is like a pop quiz. We want you to watch that. And while you're doing that, we're talking about a woman who was proposed to at her husband's funeral and said yes, right in front of the casket. Wasn't a repast. They wasn't out in the vestibule. It was right there.
The ground, yeah.
Body, right there with the green turf. All right. So he wasn't in the ground.
We got it now.
Amen.
Yeah, no, hey, this is craziness. I don't know. And the restraint, I'm sure some people show some restraint because he probably had some funeral, he had some family members there at the funeral, and he just gonna propose to his wife like that. It wouldn't. Hey, you'd have stayed on your knee if it was anything, especially if it was my mother's side of the family. Like you'd have stayed on your knee, bro. We don't play all that. We don't play all that. Shoot, I know Drake is watching. Drake, I ain't lying. All right, you'd have stayed on your knees.
Brother Elkins said, "What did he die from?" Call CSI.
call the first 48. Oh yeah. Hey, so now you gotta ask the question. Okay, no, was there foul play? Because this was incredibly convenient for them to get together at the funeral.
I'm gonna say this. Can I say this? They say that, I've seen where someone knew they were going to pass away, and they kind of came together and put their spouse's hand in the hand of another woman to say, listen, this is who I would want you to be with if I was to go on. There are some people that say this happens, or the brother, a long time ago, they said that the brother would marry the wife, maybe, just to kind of step in and help out.
I understood that when it came down, like we talking about old times when they didn't want women to be widowed, so somebody in the family had to step up into that same spot as the person that fell. But we talking about now, like now, I don't think that wasn't good. That wasn't good. And even if there was some type of arrangement beforehand so that the deceased knew, the funeral is not the time to go ahead and make that known. Like there is no less romantic place than a funeral.
Thank you.
I mean, what's a good length of time before you might? I mean, you need time. Like, give me a minute. Like a minute, Tyler.
Tyler,
a minute.
He asking how long? Because I'm gonna tell you something. This could go into a little something. We're not gonna go all the way because we gave y'all some homework. We want to address the homework, but I want to say that I have been noticing, sadly during the pandemic, the divorce rate seems like it has just. I mean, guys, I'm willing to say for every 3 or 4 people in the chat, they've had a friend or close relative or family member or somebody that has decided to call it quits on their marriage. And it's happening a lot. And what I have heard from the people who are newly divorced is that a lot of close friends and family members have been reaching out to shoot their shot with the ex-wife. They signed the divorce decree a couple months ago, and now they're saying, "I never thought of you this way before," which I think is hogwash. But
how you just now start thinking about that? You know what?
All the way back. But it's something about the divorce that making you looking mighty available. And Tyler's question: what's a good length of time to move on? Now, Miriam responded and said, "Listen, to be honest, I think it's nobody's business how fast you move on, unless it's sketchy." Now, I want to ask a question, Miss Miriam. You can put your response in the chat. When you say unless it's sketchy, explain sketchy for us. I want you to define.
Is getting proposed to at the funeral of your deceased spouse? Would you consider that sketchy?
Yes. Is that sketchy?
Or is that just, hey, it is what it is, what it is?
Okay,
yes, that is very sketchy. All right, cool. So we in agreement. But as far as Tyler talking about what's a good time before you move on, Tyler, in this case, I would take any amount of time. Give me a minute. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 3. Give me. Just make it. Just get it after that you actually finish. You finish. Like, come on, man. Like,
he ain't just sketchy. He wearing sketches because
he wearing sketches. Oh my gosh. You know what? And a shameless plug. Brother Elkins and Sister Elkins, they came up to St. Louis last week. And we got a chance to eat with them. I'm so glad we got a chance to kick it with them. They're like 2 of the favorite people in the world. If you do have a chance to spend some times with the Elkins, you will not be disappointed.
I was so jealous. I was so jealous.
Hey, yo, like they are great. They're hilarious. They're funny. So
and they love the
shameless plug for them. Yeah, shameless plug for them. I love them, Brother Elkins, Sister Elkins. Y'all,
but if I happen to find love soon after, again, Miriam, help us out with the soon. Go, you got to define these things. If I find love soon after, what if God sent me that person? He didn't want.
Now here's where I'm gonna get upset. Here's what I'm gonna get upset. Like, I'm gonna get real upset because. Like, you will throw around the word love, like, oh, if I find love soon after. We ain't talking about love. We ain't talking about love right now. Well, we ain't talking about love. We not talking about. We talking about marriage. Love is like the baseline that you need to go to marriage. We talking about marriage. She said, I'm gonna go into marriage I'm gonna go and marry this person right after the person died. Like, marriage, you got to build up to that. All right, we got love. Okay, now what about the trust? What about the, hey, learning this person, the ins and outs and the intricacies of how to be a part of that person's life. You don't know all of that because you just a part of this person's life that we putting in the ground that we have not put in the ground yet. But you over here talking about I'm gonna go straight. Come on, man. Come on. You tripping. Like, no. Yes, you can find love. But you want to go into marriage, find therapy too.
Anybody should leave a funeral engaged. I don't care if it's died. I don't care if it's a relative. It's just not a good time.
No, like, and nobody thought this. Like, nobody around's like, hey. I know what you about to do. What you about to do? Trust me. Like, I'm your boy. Trust me. It ain't that.
They want to set you off.
What you saying?
Faye said,
what she
but
said?
Marriages work all the time. Why wait? Go on, take that leap of faith. And with Miriam say that God sent.
Faye, you are a flaming hypocrite, and I am not about to go down this road with you. I am not, okay? Because you are not on here to defend yourself, and I don't want to just fly off the handle. But Faye, you're wrong, and you know you're wrong. Okay, You're talking about arranged marriages work all the time. Arranged marriages are the point of arranged marriages is for security and security only, which is a byproduct of being a part of the marriage for the women. Okay, that was why arranged marriages worked all the time, because they needed them in the marriage so that they could be provided for. Right now, in this situation right now, she don't need to be provided for. She probably still ain't collected the insurance off of dude. And now we gonna talk about, oh, she needs to be miss me with it. All right, this is not no arranged marriage. This is a woman getting proposed to. Like, again, we gonna have to change the marriage vows. Change the marriage vows for everybody, because you're gonna have to say not until he's dead, until he's buried, until she's buried, and at least good in the ground.
Lee, you're making a good point. She probably said, I obeyed my vows until death to us apart. He coded 14 days ago. I'm within my vows.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Okay. If you go into the funeral a widow and go out a fiance, you're wrong. You're wrong, and you know you're wrong. Shoot.
Oh, Tyler, if I was there, I would put you in a headlock.
What'd he say?
He said, I love my wife. Everyone knows that. Facts. He said, but I'm going to need a little breathing time. If the Lord.
I'm going to need me a little breathing time. Okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm going to need to be.
If the Lord brings you, if Tyler, if you and your wife, y'all do your time, your wife passes away, I guarantee, if there is somebody else that comes right behind her, you are not thinking about marriage at your late wife's funeral.
Let me tell everybody in this chat something, because I want y'all to understand. By being here on Sticks and Stones, y'all are our family, okay? Your allegiance is with us. I know y'all love God and all that. Yeah, with God, also with us, okay? So, I don't care whether in the body or out of the body. Anybody try to come up to Brother Webb for any reason, I'm not around. Y'all need to be. Don't show up. Don't support. I don't care if it's been 100 years after. I don't care. Now take it wherever you want to take it. I'll be a kid. Now I say, Brother Webb, we love you. We don't support this. Brother Elvis has been 40 years. Man of God. I don't care. Erica gave us strict rules, and especially the ones that is popping up. Y'all been friends the whole time. Y'all done came over and ate dinner at my house and all this here and held my kids, and now all of a sudden you. The devil is a lie. God ain't sent that. Confusing my kids. Now they been calling you TT. Now they finna call you mama. You lying devil. God ain't do it. And I bet none of y'all support no foolishness like that.
I can't go down this road. I can't go down.
All night. And I mean people sitting around looking at her and God had you in my path all these years. Lying wonder. God ain't had you there. You did another man husband talking about God sent him to you. You lied. 100 million times I heard you change your mind 5 minutes later. I don't care if it's 2 decades later. He ain't yours. His wife going to be without. He gonna be
okay.
a eunuch. Shut up, Lee. I feel like everybody's talking about, well, a woman can be without somebody, but a man needs somebody right away. I'm against it. And I want everybody, if you see him without his ring, you stop him and say, man of God, you know the drill. Put your wedding ring back on.
Hey, I can't keep doing this.
Miriam's against this.
hey, look.
Now my daughter is
gonna be happy. I don't care what my daddy is gonna be happy.
He gonna be happy with Jesus alone. He gonna be happy with all.
Hey, I ain't playing with all that. All I know is if E is gone, and we are at E's funeral, and I see anybody coming up to my man Tony, talking about, praying for you,
rubbing his back,
rubbing his back, getting on his shoulders and stuff like that. I think it's gonna be a problem. I won't even have a chance to get. I won't even have a chance to get there. It's gonna be fireworks before I even get there. Shoot.
We against it. I want you to know I'm against it.
All right. Quick, period. This was a good caveat, but let's go back to the video since everybody watched it. If you didn't watch it,
okay. Did y'all speak in the chat? We about to go somewhere, but you're not gonna know where we're going. You're not gonna know where we're going unless you click that link. Get in there now.
Click the link. I just put it in the link again. Okay. Yeah. So, so this was a pastor. He got up and talked about how baby, they are baby killing demons. Jay, we got to go, bro. You say you can't even tie your shoe. Yo, I'm with you, Jay.
You drop some tissue. Don't even bend down and pick it up. Don't you get on your knees.
Hey, that's gone, bro. That's gone. Yo, but so he gets up and he talks about at this point, if you vote Democrat, just get out of his church and just get out. He don't want to talk to you, don't want to fellowship for right now, just like leave. He don't want to be bothered with you. Yep. And I think this was, and Bishop sent me this during this week, of course, which we're going to get to the tragedies of this week later. But he sent me this on this week, which is crazy because from his accent, it seemed like he's from the South, which Texas just had their horrific incident, and of course it goes to thoughts and prayers, but prayers coming from the place of talking about, if you vote Democrat, you're the devil, or you're a demon or something like that. Yeah, that's it's a little beyond the pale if you ask me. But I want your thoughts. What are your comments? Of course, the link is in the chat. You can see it if you haven't seen it. But if you have seen it, go ahead. Let me know your thoughts. E, what were your thoughts when you saw this? Video, this clip. Let's think about it. A minute 40. I think that's what it is.
He's in Tennessee. Thank you, Brother Bearfield.
Tennessee. Yep, the South.
Brother Bearfield, I want y'all to know he's been kind of unofficially stepping in as the researcher when Faye is gone. But he also told us the pastor's name a little earlier in the night. So thank you, Brother Bearfield, for that. Yeah, it's a hot mess, Sister Jeanette. And he and upset me because I said, you mean to tell me when God wrapped himself in flesh and made a decision to come to earth to redeem man from the high treason of sin that was committed by Adam and his bride, that he saw a donkey and an elephant? You think he saw something that had to do with a Democrat or a Republican? He wasn't thinking nothing about that. How dare you cheapen salvation to fit your weird old political narrative?
He only died for Republicans, apparently.
You ain't saved if you vote Democrat. I don't care if a Democratic pastor got in the pulpit and said, you ain't going to heaven if you vote Republican. Both of y'all way out of order. What are you talking about? Nowhere in the Bible. And that's why when you said earlier, it was so appropriate when you said that this was his pulpit. Yeah, this wasn't anything that God was saying. And what's sad was the hoots and the hollers that he got the entire time that he was talking, like a fool. Everybody shouting and clapping and hollering, and you're right, Pastor. And then he threatened the people and said, right, if you think that you've seen an insurrection, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen what we're going to do if you keep provoking us, he said. That is just, that's it, Brother Bearfield. He wasn't preaching the gospel. And this is what I tell people all the time that I was most disappointed with during the pandemic and with all the stuff that was going on with George Floyd and, you know, with the election and all of that. I said, I think what hurt the most was people getting off their post. You know, as preachers of the gospel, you got one job. At the end of the day, you got one job. That job is seated in a couple of other things like loving well and honoring people. But your job is to preach the gospel to the poor. That's your job. And if you get off of that subject, going on and on about these other things, especially from the pulpit. Now, during the week, you walk with people, you connect with them, you help them find grief counseling, you do all the things, you counsel marriages, you pray over folks, you do all the things. But when you get in that pulpit on Sunday, your job is to preach the gospel. And this using the pulpit as a soapbox to spew your preferences, it's just way out of line. Where is the apostolic leadership? Where are the leaders to say, hey, you can't do that. You can't use God's pulpit for that. Okay, here we go. What will be found if we checked in his class? Oh, yeah, that's the truth.
Here we go.
Here we go now.
You know what, Sister Elkins, since she sent for me, here I come. All right. Since you sent for me, here I come. You know what? Because this is not the week. To me, like my patience has been low all week. This has been a traumatic week for everybody. Okay, yes. Traumatic. Yes. So when you go through a traumatic experience, your patience level on certain topics just go down. Like you don't have the filter that you've had for all year. Like that's off. The gloves are off. Kid gloves are off, which is why I keep to myself. But since you sent for me, because I live in this space called the gospel. I live in this space called Christianity. I live it. This. I don't just take flyers and I don't just take vacations here. No, this is actually my residence. This is my place where I lay my head at night. Okay, so since you sent for me, here I come. All right, you get up and talking about if you baby killing demon or something like whatever he said. But hold up. You want to have a baby so that they can get killed in elementary schools or high schools or movie theaters? The same talking, and then you don't say a word. Now let me hear what you're saying now. Let me hear what you're saying now in terms of these like you care about babies when they out the womb, but when they in the womb, but when they out the womb, it is what it is. They can die, especially if they my pigmentation, because they can just go and get killed by police. They can get killed by other people and not get any sense of justice, not get any sense of restoration. And you still are in your pulpit talking about Democrats and Republicans. The nerve of you, right? Because like I really do this. I study this. I don't know of I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I cut out anything, but I'm gonna go past. I don't know of a Republican or Democratic passage in the Bible. I don't know of it. Maybe you could enlighten me, but I don't know of it. From what I know, the Bible says that he will pour out his spirit among all flesh, right? No qualifiers, no fine print. He said that everybody's included, everybody's worthy, everybody is justified in this, right? So you don't have to be anything in order to be a Christian. You don't have to do any works. You don't have to do anything. All the work has already been done by the life and death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? That's done. That's over with. So again, you get in there and then people are catcalling you and pushing you up for when they're not exalting the gospel anymore. They're just exalting your point of view, which is skewed and it's ignorant, because again, talking about Democrats and Republicans, both sides are the dumb side right now, because nobody has done anything for school violence. We've had 288 school shootings in 2022. 288
mass shootings.
Don't tell me about Republican or Democrat. It's in every state, a Republican state, a Democratic state. We're not doing our jobs. These babies are dying. And you got the nerve to sit up there talking about Democrats or the devil. Miss me with that.
Exactly.
Miss me with all of that, because all you doing again is parading a political ideology, cheapening the gospel, like she said, and then you make it harder for the people like me who come up behind, and then I don't share that political ideology, but we're supposed to be brothers and sisters in Christ.
Exactly.
Yet we don't even believe the same things. We don't believe the same thing. So my Christianity is different than your Christianity, which it makes it hard.
Exactly.
It makes it hard. So now when somebody tells me, look, and Faye put this in the Faye put this in the chat, and I thought it was brilliant. Gandhi had a quote that said, "I like your Christ, but not your Christianity." That is what he's alluding to. Right. That is exactly what he's alluding to. When people marry all of these other things, traditionalism, ideologies, socioeconomic climate, all of these things that they believe, and then marry it and then try to validate what they believe through the scripture, it makes it harder on us, because you are not God.
Thank you.
If he wanted it in there, he'd have put it in there.
Exactly.
You talking about Democrats and Republicans, then man, if you don't like, okay, all right. Let's come back. Let's come back. Look, whatever this dude's name is, I don't know this dude from Adam, but here's what I know. Okay. There ain't no bouncer for salvation. All right. There is no qualifiers for salvation. There is no who you voted for last time, and since you voted for this person, no, that's not what this is. Okay. And then we as Christians, we get left carrying the torch for these idiots, put what they believe into the scripture, into what the Bible, and then getting paraded around like there's some revolutionaries, or there's some high call, like there's like, you got it, like miss us. And if you're going to do that, and if you're going to put your beliefs into the scriptures, into what we are supposed to be governed by, then I would appreciate it. Do us a service and sit your happy tail down.
Thank you.
Sit down. All right. And I wish, and me, I'm bold enough. Like, if I'm in the church and I'm running AV, you start talking that stuff, your mic might go out, Doc. You might lose your battery. The batteries might die on you. Oh, I'm sorry. Batteries died. I don't know what happened. But look, you are misleading people. You're deceiving people, and they think that they're doing the right things. These sheep believe that they're doing the right things, but they've been lied to by people like you.
Over and over again.
Only reason that you care about abortion is a numbers game. The only reason that you care about, you don't really care about kids, because you did nothing when the last school shooting happened. You did nothing when it's 288. We halfway through the year.
Right. It's ridiculous.
We halfway through the year. What are you talking about? Talking about kids? They kill babies. You allow babies to get killed too. We all complicit. Because you get up in your platform, I don't know how many people are about. I mean, it seemed like a nice sized church. If you and every single pastor in your zip code went up to your congressman and Republican and said, hey, if y'all don't pass something, if y'all don't pass 3 laws that protect our babies, it don't matter if I voted for you last election, it don't matter if I wanted to vote for you this election. By November 8th, your butt is finding a new job, because we cannot continue to go to like planning babies' funerals, talking about thoughts and prayers, and we don't have a clue on how to secure them while they're at school.
Exactly.
All of y'all are losing your jobs. You have the as a leader and an influencer of people, a pastor, you can do that. But no, you don't. You over here talking about abortion, Roe v. Wade. Man, get out of here.
And
how many spiritual abortions have you done just because you lied to people? Just because you lied to people and they can't get to their destiny because they too busy following you. Man, oh, get out of here, man.
Honestly, I'm at the point. America, I love this country, but America got some real elitist foolishness going on with them as it pertains to the Bible and the gospel. America, you ain't even 250 years old yet. You a toddler. In the first 100 years, you was already at war with yourself. If the Bible gonna talk about a civilization and political parties, let it be Rome. They 2,000 years old. Let it be China. They 4,000 years. You are a newborn. Talking about my salvation is hanging on your little baby country. Get out of here. What you talking about?
America wasn't even thought of. Wasn't even thought of in the days of Jesus.
America, what was everybody's salvation gonna do 2,000 years before we even got here? What are you talking about? If you a Republican, if you a Democrat, don't you know them terms didn't even exist? 200 years ago, them didn't even exist. What are you talking about? Get out of here. This little baby, because it's a toddler. A little toddler.
I am so sick of it.
A little toddler
I'm
country
sick of it,
getting
man.
on that every 5 minutes. And we supposed to decide whether or not we going to heaven based on your little baby little. Okay, let's go on. Get out of here. Go shut up. When you had to steal the country you got, weirdo. Okay.
This is again. You sent for me. You sent for me when you started talking in your pulpit about demons and stuff like that. That's where I'm at. All right. If you want to just get up there and just say, hey, this is what I believe, and this is what my personal views, man, do whatever you want to do. I would say don't do it there, but you do whatever. But then you married this to spirituality and saying that my salvation, I can't be saved. I can't be a Christian if I fill the bubble on a piece of paper a certain way.
You literally say I cannot.
You a new fool. Like you literally thought that, and you thought that, and you thought it was a good idea to say that out loud. Like what? Like to me, like
look at the applause.
And that's the scary part, and that's why I'm saying that there are people. How many? Again, don't tell me about the abortion of babies, yet you're not willing to answer and be held accountable to the spiritual abortion that you did while you lied to these people talking about that their salvation is tied to who they voted to. Okay, you are complicit in that. Don't talk to me about abortion. Don't talk to me about that. Shoot.
And the Bible says that you've heard it. Jesus said, you've heard it said that thou shalt not kill. But I say to you, if you hate your brother, you're a murderer. Now you're in a pulpit spewing hate. You're in a pulpit indicting people's salvation because they don't agree with you.
With your political ideology.
Because to me, to tell somebody they can't be saved if they're not doing what you want, that's the lowest of low. So you're in your pulpit doing that, and you're not killing fetuses, but you're committing spiritual abortion regularly with your antics. You got people that are walking around. Oh God, I was just gonna say this, Faye. You got people walking around and you got a shortage of formula in your country. I don't think anybody should be championing any political party with the things that we have going on in our nation right now. Nobody. Are they doing a good job in your opinion? Just saying, you know, and you got these baby, you know, the last time there was a school shooting in France, or really in Europe, period, was in the 80s. And they changed some laws, and that was the end. That was it. You ain't getting to their babies. That ain't happening. And we just keep saying thoughts and prayers. And some have said, well, let's just move on. Let's just move on.
I saw an article today in Canada. In Canada, there was a person walking around with a rifle around the school. Not even like going into school, around the school. They took him out of there. They took him out. All right. And we over here talking about America, greatest country on earth. We can't get that right. 288 times. 288 times have somebody walked into a school with a weapon and done harm to our kids who you say you care so much about. No, man. America, y'all, you cannot like urinate in the air then call it rain. You can't do that.
And, you know, I've been hearing some rhetoric. I've been hearing some weirdo rhetoric around saying, you know what, we need to arm teachers. I'm gonna say this to y'all, you know, because I talk. I want y'all to come off Netflix. Netflix is pushing a weirdo narrative where mama's in the kitchen and she baking and she's stirring and she's just taking care of the kids and tickling her babies. And then somebody break in the house and all of a sudden she pull a samurai sword out her back and she start clicking. Hey, this is the real world, okay? These folks are getting AR-16s. When it happened in Sandy Hook, nearly 30 children were dead in 4 minutes. Before you can even take the safety off your gun, you have babies dead. Quit talking like a fool. If you're in a school with an AR-16, yourself as a teacher, that's the kind of gun you're gonna need. One that don't stop, not the one you gotta do weird stuff to. So if you're in there, the probability of a child in the classroom getting a hold of that weapon is so high. The probability of you misfiring and shooting one of your students trying to get the assailant. The answer to a gun problem is more guns? Think! What are you talking about?
Yo, that's how deep this thing goes. That's how deep this thing goes.
Making y'all think that y'all are secretly assassins and that you can just go up and just and take a whole room out and and put them in a headlock. Hey! That is ridiculous. You cannot just walk in here like that. Say in the chat. What kind of ghetto show is this? Y'all, think about it. The last few movies, action films you watch, they had a woman on a merry-go-round with a child, tickling them, braiding their hair for before she go to Girl Scouts, all that. Then something happened. She all of a sudden got full knowledge of how to disarm a person, shoot them, drag them, tie him up in a perfect knot. He can't get a loose, tape his mouth, hold. Stop this.
I know several. And I'm being very, very generous and modest when I say several teachers. And no teacher that I know wants to be armed or wants guns in their classroom.
Absolutely not.
Most of them, when they go, they want to teach.
They want to teach.
Kind of because they're a teacher. They just want to teach. So why is it? And again, it's a cop out. It's a cop out again. It's a shifting of the responsibility.
I want you to think about this responsibility. Hold on, before you get there, don't forget. Listen, think about what they've already had to add to their list of things to do since COVID, and they're not going up on no pay or nothing. They got these teachers in there already. First, I'm already with your counselor. your educator, your mandated reporter. I'm your organizer. I'm a management. I'm all the things for you, spirit, soul, body. And now you want to add on to that physical protection by way of a firearm?
Again, it's shifting of the responsibility back to teachers, which why in the like teachers are already overworked, underpaid, they got enough responsibilities, right? Enough responsibilities. And you're gonna put weapons in the hands of people that aren't trained. Like they have to teach 8 hours a day, then go home, work at least 2 hours a day in order to prepare for the 8 hours a day. And then you're gonna put guns in the hands of people who are not trained, and they don't do maintenance on their weapons because they don't have time. So now you have a gun that you put in that classroom 5 years ago, and they've never shot it, they've never done it. So now somebody comes in, oh, we'll just use the gun. You don't know what condition that weapon is in, and now that they are responsible for their own safety when the answer is quite simple. Stop somebody from going into the school with a gun. And it's quite simple. Quite simple. Canada just did it. Canada just did it. Canada just did it. Okay. The police, hold on. What do you say? What did Webb say?
Hold on, Miriam. This is so good. The police that were at the school in Texas halted before entering the school. The police chief had to apologize on a conference call today. They waited out of fear. If trained professionals can't do it, what makes you think a teacher is prepared to handle?
Hold on. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question because again, like now it's putting me in a totally different mindset. Like, have you heard this? Have you heard the song "My Mind" by Yebba?
Yes.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like I'm about to lose my mind if this is the answer to the question. You're telling me that the chief of police was on site and they halted. They halted.
Yes.
They regretted going into the school?
Yes. They waited, Lee. They did. They were afraid to go in. He was out of his position, and the ones that came on site were afraid to go in. They said, let's wait and see. We don't know. They said, let's wait and see. Hold on. He said, for the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course, but it wasn't the right decision. It was the wrong decision to wait. They waited, and everybody's really mad about that. Now, these are people who are trained to shoot.
If I'm a parent of a child that I've lost, and you tell me that you waited out of fear, how you think my child felt? How you think the teachers felt? And you get on, and you armed, and they ain't got nothing but desks to flip over and try to say, like you turn in your gun and badge and go home.
Exactly.
Because policing ain't for you. Serving ain't for you. When you say you was going to protect serve, that means that you are protecting serve regardless of how you feel about it. Turn in your gun and badge, and I'm with the parents. No, all of them that if I'm a police officer that shows up and you tell me, okay, there's a live, and then you say we're gonna wait, I would say you're gonna fire me. You're gonna fire me because I'm going in.
Miss Jeanette, I hear what you're saying. They wait. His premises, they waited beyond the time they were supposed to wait. They waited knowing. They waited out of fear. He said that. That's number one. But this is also speaking to the idea of we need to arm teachers. So if you arming a teacher, that's what I'm trying to say. That just speaks that more guns isn't the answer. Because again, when it was Sandy Hook, we had 30 students, almost 30 students gone in 4 minutes. So how long do you wait when you in the class? How long do you wait?
I've already been. My mental has been on the fritz ever since this occurred, right? And just the the knowledge of that, I didn't even know what Miriam just said. I didn't know that. Okay. Now, upon that information, like I was angry before. Now, I don't know if this is just rage, because you're telling me that the people that were supposed to stop, what's supposed to happen? They showed up late and then waited. No, like bumper police sports, bumper police, like all of y'all on fire. Get out of my community, get out of it. Because if you can't have a spot, you can't protect these kids, and you can't be brave enough to go in there. I don't care what he got. That's your job. That is your job. No, the parents are absolutely right. The parents are absolutely right. No, matter of fact, forget, you don't even have this responsibility anymore. You know who I'm going to go get? I'm going to go get some of them gangbangers down the road, right? I'm going to go get some of them gangbangers down the road to protect our schools. So I guarantee you what, they ain't going to wait till they go in. They ain't going to wait till they go in. Talking about I waited out of fear. Fear is not an excuse. There is a human response and a trained response. It is your job to go in. I didn't do things because I didn't have fear. I did things because it was my job.
I just find it interesting that when it comes to our babies, our small babies, and it comes to a gunman shooting up schools, we waiting out of fear. But when it comes to an unarmed Black teenager, we don't wait out of fear. We act out of fear. Now we're gonna act, right?
This is wild. I'm legit losing it. I'm legit losing it because I'm already how I'm putting myself through the traumatic exercise of like next steps. I've lost a child, and now you telling me this information that it was traumatic enough. Now you put this on top of that. You put this on top of that. You waited an hour.
They were getting calls from the first time that a gunshot was heard. They were getting calls. The grandmother, he shot his grandmother in the face before he ever even left the house. Then he got in a car accident, took a truck, and then got in the truck accident. The whole time he was putting on the internet, I'm getting ready to shoot my grandmother. Next, I'm going to shoot a school in the neighboring area. We have been doing lockdown drill protocols since I was in school, since I was in elementary school. You know, whenever there's a shooter in the area, that's a lockdown drill. You know, he put this stuff out in public forums, and they waited. They waited, and they said, and he's saying, the chief of police is saying it's a mistake. He's saying it's a mistake. They should not have waited. He's saying with that knowledge, with that knowledge,
the parents need reparations.
Now you got a baby who's 9 years old. You got a baby who's 9 years old, who had the wherewithal to say, I'm going to act quickly, and I'm going to cover myself in the blood that I'm seeing, so that the person thinks that I've passed away. You mean after all these school shootings, we don't have a protocol? We don't have a protocol. We don't have it. But a few weeks ago, man turns 18, goes in and says, I want 2 AR-16s and 325 rounds of ammo. And the man says, happy birthday. There you go.
It would not have made a difference if they did have a protocol. Because here's the thing. The people that showed up on site, for them to know the situation and for them to not act, like, I don't think that's forgivable.
No,
that's not forgivable. Not to the parents and not as a community. We trusted you. We trusted you, and you abused our trust.
Wow. Tyler just said something that said a mom of 2 children at Uvalde was put in handcuffs after urging police and law enforcement to enter the school. She was telling them to enter the school. This is a thread that's on.
Hey, y'all had to do more than handcuffs to me.
They put her in
Y'all had to do
handcuffs.
more than handcuffs.
Once the woman, which I want to make sure we point a picture of how much time they had. Once the woman was freed from her cuffs, she jumped the school fence, ran inside, and came out with her kids.
Y'all
So
had
they
y'all. Y'all wouldn't have caught me. I promise y'all wouldn't have caught me. It don't you gonna need more than cuffs to hold me. And you better make sure them tasers are fully charged. Gotta make sure whatever it is, cause you tell me my kid's in there and you ain't going in. All right, I'll go in. Bunch of cowards.
You see what happened right after that?
Fear.
Another incident that almost took place. Them folks was going in there getting their babies. They said, "You ain't telling us nothing. We will crash into this building with our cars. We going to get out."
I bet right. I'm with you. I'm with all that. Cause I mean, what good are you? You showing up on site, you ain't going in.
Oh my God.
You in there. Well, we're trying to contain the situation. It ain't a containable situation. There's somebody in there with a gun, an automatic rifle, with kids that are unarmed, teachers that are unarmed, administrators who are unarmed. This is not a containable situation. All right.
Did y'all hear? We're gonna go. Did you guys hear about the husband of the teacher who he died of a heart attack? The one teacher that was killed, he died of a heart attack. They had been married 24 years and they have 4 babies, and he passed away. Now he's deceased. I believe it was a broken heart. Anyway, he passed away. I mean, it is horrific, and like everybody has been saying, I think on what I'm saying, I'm over the fake outrage. We've done thoughts, we've done prayers, we've done moments of silence, and I just think this is just. It's just time. And like you said, the constituents have a way to let their voices be heard as well. I don't care who it is. I don't care what side. I don't care if you riding the donkey or the elephant. It's time to figure out what we're doing, because this legislation that's been waiting, in Congress for almost 2 years now, it's time. It's time. It's time.
I proposed something earlier. I was not kidding.
Yeah.
I was doing it I was doing it with the illustration of the pastor, but I really believe it's on all of us now. We have elections coming up in November 8th.
Yeah.
There are elections coming up. There are a lot of seats open. And I truly believe it is time for us this is not a negotiation.
No.
This is not a quid pro quo. This is not a soft threat. This is, if you have not done anything for our kids by November 8th, you're out of a job.
You're done.
We're not playing. Canada can get it right.
Yep.
Europe can get it right.
Yep.
Everybody else gets it right.
Right.
We had 288 school shootings. You know what the closest the closest country is, and the number that they have? We got 288. The next closest is 8. Don't talk to me about we don't got the money or we don't got nothing. No, bump all that. You had billions of dollars to send to Ukraine. You had billions of dollars to throw into the military when you thought that the things popping off, but you can't protect our babies at home.
No.
And we got police chiefs acting like cowards. Nah.
You protecting the border. You protecting the border, and other countries say, "We ain't coming for y'all. Y'all killing yourself. Y'all kill." If you killing a younger generation, come on, that's you.
No, I'm right.
You doing
I'm saying it's time. It's time. I don't care if you Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you want to call yourself today. All right, it's time. Kids deserve. That is our job as parents. Our job as adults. They deserve a space where they feel safe, and they deserve our best.
They do.
And this ain't it. This
do.
ain't it. Everybody else can do good.
We
can't.
Man, it's ridiculous.
We can't. All we got to do is a hashtag on social media. All we got to do is a thoughts and prayers and put a little profile picture up. But you won't do anything afterwards. And this just happened. This just happened. It ain't like this. It ain't like it. Oh, this was we didn't see this coming. It's been happening 288 times.
Then we got the families in Buffalo, those elderly Black people murdered.
Black people just going into the grocery store. Y'all think this is just isolated incidents?
Not isolated. It keeps happening.
It's y'all keep like we have to continue like our flags fly at half mast all year long.
All year.
And we can't do a doggone thing about it because too many of y'all politicians are sorry, and a lot of us have our heads buried into the sand, thinking that that's just the way it is. It is not. It is not. We want to have a better future. We want our posterity to live better than us. Well, it starts with us.
Yeah.
Some things are unacceptable. This is not acceptable anymore. Just to say thoughts and prayers. No. Talking about, the NRA. Bump the NRA, bump the politicians, bump anybody else that'll justify having this situation, and there's nothing that we can do about it.
There's no action we can do about it.
Forget all that.
Forget that. I don't want to hear that. They had a father on there, and the reporter was asking questions. It's just a lot, y'all. I'm not really a fan of interviewing people unless they are asking for it. I'm not a fan of interviewing people who are just grieving raw. I mean, this guy was just grieving. And they were asking him, he was saying that when he went into the classroom, he was a first responder. He ran into the classroom and he saw his baby. He saw a little girl covered in blood and all that, but she wasn't harmed. He said, "You okay? You okay?" He says, "Are you hit?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Where's all the blood coming from?" And she said, "Well, I saw my best friend get shot." And he said, "Who is your best friend?" And she named his daughter. And he was just a mess. And the reporter asked him, "Do you think anything is going to change?" And he started trying to say, "No, nothing will change. Everybody will get sad. They'll do some silences. They'll bring us on TV. They'll say how sorry they are, but nothing will change." And then he stopped and was like, "I don't even care if anything changed. I just want my baby back." Like, what are we doing? Like, none of this. I didn't want my baby to be no martyr for this country. I don't care what y'all do. I want my child back. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, man. And people want to take now to argue politics.
Right.
And if you don't find somewhere and sit down quick,
you can walk straight off a cliff. You can kick rocks with no shoes on. You can do whatever you want. Like, just get out of my face with the narratives that this is normal. This is normal behavior, and this is what happens. No, it's not. And again, we as a people need to do something about it. Again, in jest, but it's true. Like that was a highly Hispanic community. I guarantee you, if you would have got some of the elders of the community, not the police, the community, and told them what was going down, it'd have been handled.
Just like guys, it's off the subject, but it's on. It's in the realm of protecting our kids. Some of you heard a few weeks ago, child goes to a game in Texas with her father, with her family. 15-year-old girl goes to the restroom, doesn't come back from the restroom. They're looking all around for her. They cannot find her. Game ends. It's late. They can't find this baby. They go to the police. The police says, "We don't open cases on teens from out of state for missing persons. You got to go back to your hometown and have them open the case." Meanwhile, time's going, baby's not found yet. They go back home to open the case. They over there talking about, well, we got to give it a few hours. Maybe she ran away. That family went and found a group of former military that ain't sanctioned by nobody government told them we want to find our baby. They put her face, took a picture and did a face recognition on a website and found that this baby had been trafficked and was being sold and had the location and everything within a matter of minutes and went and got that baby. There are ex-gang members here in LA, a group of ex-gang members that also fight sex trafficking and have put all their money and resources to finding people babies. People not about to keep on waiting on law enforcement to do their stuff. People not about to do that. Okay? They're like, you're coming to mind. We getting the ones that don't have no protocol. Okay?
Right.
Just
and then people gonna complain because it's the wild, wild west. But it's your choosing because you didn't do your job. Exactly. You said you was gonna protect people, you didn't protect them. You said you was gonna serve people, you didn't serve them. You said you was gonna feed people, you didn't feed them. Like what do we pay you for? Taxes? What is that for? Is that just to line your pockets and so that you can send your kids to private school where they ain't shot at? I am done. I'm done with the whole the whole thing. The whole thing. It's the whole fire. The Tyler said fire the police and fire the pastor. I'm like, fire everybody. All right, Uvalde, fire everybody. All right, because this right here is negligence at the highest level, and we can't get those kids back. Like those are gone. They are gone. And just to think about, oh well, will something be done? Like that it's a shifting of the you just want to shift the blame and shift the responsibility. No. Let's sit here for a second. Let's sit here in lamentations for a second because we just lost 18 kids, 19 kids. All right, we just lost them. Those parents what do they do with those toys? What do they do with those rooms? What do they do with those car seats? What do they do? All right, you tell me that.
Crime scene now.
Like you tell me that. Shoot. But then you want to talk about, these things that, policy and all this other stuff. Miss me with all that. Miss me. All right. For the families, if by any chance one of them is able to see this podcast, I really don't have a word. I mean, and I'm sure that you're tired of hearing the thoughts and prayers are with you, because it seems like it's when people are saying that you feel the most alone. But my heart is broken, man. My heart's broken. It's not getting, and this is a break that doesn't heal. It's not gonna heal itself. Like these you just got to learn to live with these wounds, and I'm tired of it. I'm really, really tired of it. I told you, E, and I tell everybody like that when that father passed away, it reminded me of my grandparents. And like my heart ached because we didn't get a goodbye. We didn't get a way to celebrate them or to tell them that we missed them or we loved them or anything like that. He was just gone. Just wake up and he's gone. Wake up, she's gone. Like, what do those kids? What are those kids supposed to think? And how are those kids supposed to reconcile a holy and perfect, righteous God with what they just experienced?
Yeah,
it's tough.
Tough.
Can't do nothing about it.
Guys, we're gonna transition from here, but I'm remorseful in that I feel that over the years, we have heard and not really challenged this thing about, this is what people used to say about this kind of thing. Well, they took prayer out of schools and all of that. And I just want to just extinguish, that weirdo rhetoric, because we have plenty examples. But one particular I'm going to mention, where there was a man who was, his child was sick and he was pursuing Jesus, and Jesus says, okay, I'm going to come to your house. And the man says, I'm a man of authority, and I know that whenever I tell my servants to do something, they do it. And you're a man of authority, and you have this ability to just send a word and my child will be healed. And I'm saying that to say, y'all, let's not be just saying thoughts and prayers, but so what? They took prayer out of schools. All of us can touch heaven. every one of us. And we need to be praying not only for those families that have lost and that are grieving like you wouldn't believe, but also that we can come to some sort of decision that will get these laws passed. We need these laws passed where people do not have access to these dangerous weapons that aren't serving any purpose. This idea of a weapon that just you press it, you hit the trigger one time and it's firing hundreds of rounds. We don't need that. We don't need that. And
especially civilians.
We have access to heaven no matter where we are. And if schools don't allow prayer in there, we don't matter. We have our connection where we are, and there's no distance in prayer. We need prayer. We need action. We need us as believers to be thinking. Forget Democrat, Republican, whatever. Be thinking. These people should not be getting votes and getting all what they want and everything, and not delivering even the safety of our babies and our elderly. It's criminal, and it's just time. It's just time.
Yeah. I'm gonna like close it up. I'm gonna accept that as your final words, E. My final words are, it's time. You can't bury your head in the sand. Now, this is not the time. And we've done it for so long, we buried our heads in the Bible. We buried our heads in our churches. We buried our heads in our communities. And meanwhile, the world around us, changed and shifts from under our feet. And we look up and then we ask why, and we want answers, and we want vindication on why things are the way that they are. But I want my final words to be, I think we as a body, we as a people need to stop looking at God in the respect of why, you need an answer, and look at the body as the answer.
Yeah.
Look at what the time that you've been called to, and the places that you've been called to, and understand that there's purpose in it. There's purpose in why we're here. There's purpose in why we have platforms like Sticks and Stones and churches like we have. Like, we have power. We have authority. We have influence.
That's right.
For these times, for such times as these, we can do things that the disciples could not do. And it's time that we stopped looking at the times like we are victims of the times, and look at ourselves as agents of change. We are agents of change. Things aren't not God is not look God has given us talents and gifts, and we are not to bury them.
That's right.
We're not to bury them. He's looking for a return. He's looking for a return, and us free to use them.
Sure.
So this is one of those times where I feel like, and maybe the rage in me is just the God in me.
Yeah, it's just righteous indignation.
I agree. Provoking me to change, provoking me to do exactly what it is that I'm already called to do. So if I feel this, I promise you, most people on this and most people that will watch this on the replay will feel it again. Will feel it like you feel rage. You feel like you're supposed to do something. You feel like this isn't right. Well, it's not right, and you are supposed to do something.
That's right.
Okay. Keep praying. We can't stop praying. People talking about you took prayers out to schools. Well, you didn't take prayer out the kid. Like, the kids can, like my kid. I know my kid. She's gonna be prayed out, and she probably gonna be able to pray all those kids under a table after her grandmas get done with her. But like, prayer is not something that you can take. Like, it's like any other inherent thing. You can't take my dignity away. You can't take my integrity away. Like, it's something that I have. It's something, unless I give it to you, you don't have it. So prayer is something that you cannot take away from us. We can still pray, but after that prayer, We need to be seeking the Lord and listening to the Lord on what He would have. We
On the strategy. That's right.
This time,
the strategy for you, for us.
we're
That's
not praying. We are not praying.
That's what it's
We're
about.
not praying just for the exercise of it. We're not praying just because we can. No. This prayer is for God to, like, the purpose of the Lord's prayer is His will to be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Good.
So, I'm not gonna labor that, but I'm just gonna say, keep this feeling that you have, like the fire that's in you, the motivation and the thing that compels you to move. Keep that, harness that.
Yeah.
Pray about it and then move. Don't just sit here and say like, oh, well, woe is me and woe is the world. No. That's not who we are. That's not who God was, and that's not who Jesus was, and that's not who we are. So for everybody that's under the sound of my voice, go do something.
No.
Don't just say it's bad. No. We can make things better. We can, and we will. So that's it. Thank you guys for rocking with us. I know we 26 minutes over, but what you gonna do? So
Good. I thought I was doing okay tonight. Hug your baby.
Yeah, brother.
Hug your baby. Hug your spouse. To me, I'm gonna call you right after. Hug your babies. Hug your spouse. Hug the people in your life. Hug your mentors. Praying. That's it. I was just gonna say, you're not just praying to be praying. You're not just praying because it's a good thing for Christians to pray. The prayer is, Lord, what can we do? Lord, what can I do? I remember specifically how we came about doing this whole show thing and all that, me doing it, coming on with Sticks and Stones. I remember asking the Lord when the pandemic was happening, it was so much negative stuff going on and kids were falling behind in school. I didn't know what to do. I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, what can I do? He gave me direct strategy on how to help during the pandemic that allowed me to use gifts, talents, and everything to really help better parenting and education and all of that. And it hasn't stopped. It's gone from that to so many other things. And so for me, it was my voice. For me, it was my voice and my willingness to help and my ability to educate and not charge folks because they needed help. They was already getting gouged. So ask the Lord, what can I do to help? What can I do? This that I'm feeling, this hopeless and helplessness, I don't serve a hopeless, helpless God. What can I do with what I'm feeling? He will give it to you. He will give you exactly what you can do to be a blessing and to be a real help. So that's it. That's my thing, y'all.
So thank you guys for rocking with us. If you don't know, you can catch the replay on Sticks and Stones YouTube. It's gonna probably come down off of Facebook and the Lively Stone LSC official YouTube probably later tonight. But until that time, guys, thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Sticks and Stones may break your bones. These words might help you. Peace.
Love you guys. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Love you.